How can I hurt my narcissist? This is a question I get sometimes from people who have been in narcissistic abusive relationships that just want to see that karma come back to the narcissist. All the hurt and the pain that the narcissist put on them, they want to give that back sometimes, or they want to be able to avenge that in one sense. Hey there, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a narc in recovery, and my goal is to bring awareness, hope, growth, and change to people, and to really offer healing for people out there who have suffered with narcissistic abuse and who've been stuck in those type of relationships. I also try to work with people who do have narcissistic traits to be able to help them get into therapy and be able to cut the lies so they can actually acknowledge where they are and where they can actually grow and change. So sometimes when you have people who have been in a narcissistic relationship and they've been in that abusive environment for such a period of time, they get to the place once they're out, once they're free, or once they've been able to cut the ties, they say, like, is karma ever going to happen? Like, is this person ever going to understand what I truly felt, what I truly went through? The sad thing about it is most of the time, no. Like, the narc isn't going to get to the place where they understand or they feel what you have felt. A lot of times that's true because the narc doesn't have that empathy capacity, doesn't have that sympathy capacity where they're going to actually empathize with you about the hurt that they've created. Other times with the narc, they're never going to admit that they did anything wrong, or they're never going to understand that type of hurt or what they have done to other people to destroy people's lives, their emotions, their confidence, all those types of things. So people ask me, what do I need to do? Or how can I hurt the narc? How can I give them a narcissistic injury? Or whatever you want to phrase it. And really, like I said before, it comes down to it. You're not going to be able to hurt them like they hurt you because they don't feel or connect the same way that you do. Throughout the relationship, it can feel a lot of times like there's a connection or there's love there in between, but then all of a sudden the narc will walk away or discard or will rage or whatever, and you start realizing piece by piece that the narc actually didn't care, that the narc actually didn't love. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It can be really frustrating, can be really damaging when you start realizing this person that I've opened up my heart to, my home to, my life to, isn't reciprocating that with love. Isn't reciprocating that with respect or just with honor and affection. And that could be really damaging. Over a period of time, then that can start the other person to have reactive abuse. And that can start to get them to the place where they hate the person, where you want the other person gone or dead or whatever it might be. And so people ask, what can I do to hurt my narc? What can I do to be able to get back at them? The hard thing about it is those things long-term, once you start drawing them out, are really something that's going to end up hurting you more than it'll hurt them. Because again, the narc doesn't have that care, doesn't have that empathy, and probably hasn't had that love to be able to do the things they've done that's so damaging to you. So when you think about it, the more you try to get back at them, the more you try to destroy them, the more you try to make their life hell, it might not do that much. What I tell people is to focus on growth and focus on healing. Ultimately, you are the one that matters the most. And you can focus on your growth and your healing to build up your confidence, to work on taking back the person that you are, and the person to break free of those chains that the narcissist has had you captive for such a period of time, and let them go. Don't worry about them. Don't focus on them. The karma that they get is a life that is empty. It might look like it's filled because they're on to the new supply, and you see it from the outside where they're love bombing and thinking that they're all that with this other person. Go no contact. Cut them out of your life and focus on your growth and your healing, because that's ultimately what matters. That's the biggest thing you can affect, and it's the biggest thing that you can change. If you focus on getting back to them, it'll probably fall empty. If you focus on trying to make them hurt, it'll probably fall short. Focus on your growth and on your healing, because you living your life to the best of its capabilities is going to be the ultimate win. Them having to continue their cycle, them continuing moving on to another supply, the mask will fall off eventually. That supply will fall away. They'll move on to another one, and it's a cycle. They're going to still be empty. They're going to still be dead inside. Whereas you can focus on your growth and you can focus on changing for the better.